The odds of finding survivors are unfortunately plummeting, with dozens still missing from flash floods over the weekend. The Kerr County Sheriff and other Texas officials provided an update. Here's the sheriff speaking earlier.
Hundreds of first responders remain along the Guadalupe River in Kerr County working to reunite families. The large search and rescue effort, including local, state, federal, and volunteer agencies, continue. As of 8 a.m. Central Time, 87 deceased have been recovered in Kerr County, including 56 adults and 30 children. Identification is pending for 19 adults and 7 children, with 1 additional person still unidentified. At present, 5 Camp Mystic campers and 1 counselor still remain unaccounted for. We ask private boats to stay off the Guadalupe River to allow search and rescue teams to operate without any interference. This is a tragic time for us.
We've searched 26 river miles since the tragic event has started. We've had approximately 444 rescues, 30 recoveries. Some of our resources and assets we have dedicated to this tragic event include 2 helicopters with hoist teams, 12 drone teams, 10 K-9 units, 9 swiftwater boat crews, 15 airboats, 16 UTVs, and 169 four-wheel drive vehicles. Your Texas Gameboards will remain here and serving the community. We just ask you to continue to pray for the victims, for the families, for your first responders, for everyone involved.
Today's report puts the death toll at over 100, though that number is expected to rise. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said he plans to make another visit to Camp Mystic today. At least 27 campers and counselors were killed at the popular all-girls Christian summer camp. Most deaths occurred in and around the riverfront town of Kerrville and the grounds of Camp Mystic. Both are situated in a swath of the Texas Hill Country known as Flash Flood Alley. Governor Greg Abbott says more than 20 agencies are responding. The death toll is increasing, but so are stories of historic rescues. Here are some of the stories of the many people who helped save lives.
I've lost 2 friends. We loved them.
It's kind of frustrating to get one answer back.
And they're gone.
More than 100 people are dead after catastrophic floods in central Texas. But that number would be higher without heroic rescuers. One is a father who died saving his daughter.
Joel held on to him and prayed over his family and did his very best to hang on as long as he could.
The owner of this devastated RV park recalls banging on doors and helping residents through the water. She says her husband nearly died in the river.
My husband keeps yelling at him, throw your baby at me. And at that point, a big wave came by and they both got swept away.
Some survivors from camps along the river praise their counselors for thinking quickly.
They moved the boys from their lower bunks to then the upper bunk and then ultimately hoisted them up into the rafters.
Camp Mystic is where more than 24 children and counselors died. One Coast Guard swimmer says he gave up his spot in a helicopter to fit more children on board.
It's fresh like spring.
Now he's credited with helping save 165 children rescued from the camp.
I've never seen anything this tragic in my life.
Members of the San Antonio community gathered yesterday to help support victims of the Texas floods with a candlelight vigil and donation drive. Yesterday evening, President Trump confirmed he will be visiting Central Texas on Friday. He called it a terrible event after more than 100 people have been confirmed dead so far. Here's Trump.
They have a great governor, they have wonderful senators, they have wonderful representatives, and we're going to work together with them. And we have been working really very hard. This whole table has been working. That was a terrible event, terrible event. You saw that maybe where Texas was just absolutely so badly hurt by something that was a big surprise late in the evening. So we'll be working with the governor and all of the people of Texas.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development has announced a 90-day moratorium on foreclosures in the Kerr County area. HUD Secretary Scott Turner said the pause will apply to single-family home mortgages insured by the Federal Housing Administration. According to HUD, There are more than 900 FHA-insured mortgages in the Kerr County major disaster area. HUD said it was working with mortgage services and others to assess the extent of the damage to properties. The moratorium is effective as of July 6th, the day President Donald Trump declared a disaster in Texas. Trump said he plans to visit the flood zone Friday. The One Big Beautiful Bill recently signed into law delivers an expansion of resources for the Trump administration's efforts to crack down on illegal immigration. Department of Homeland Security